Rush finally made its way back into Battlefield after being absent from the series in Battlefield 5. With the exception of a few limited time special events, of course. Rush being my absolutely favorite game mode of all time, I'm beyond excited. I even made a video about why I think Rush is better than Conquest. The new quotation marks game mode has been well received by the community, as many players have longed for a game mode with a smaller player count and more focus on infantry gameplay. While I've enjoyed playing Rush and definitely consider it an upgrade to the all-out Warfare playlist in my book, it still leaves a lot to be desired in its current state. There are a few issues I'd like to address and that need to be talked about, starting with the most important one: team balancing. As Rush is part of the Portal experience in Battlefield 2042, it doesn't follow the same lobby principles as the all-out Warfare experience. Rather than getting kicked from the server and searching for a new lobby after every game, you actually stay in the same server with the same players in Rush and Portal overall, which in itself is a great thing. I love playing with or against the same people for a few rounds. It does, however, become an issue when there is no team balancing in the game. At no point during or in between maps does the game attempt to balance the teams. If you're in an unbalanced lobby, skill-wise, the whole server will continue to be unbalanced until enough players quit and rejoined to reshuffle the cards. Additionally, and part of the problem, is that the game doesn't allow you to change teams in any way, shape or form. It doesn't switch you automatically, nor can you do it manually. What that means is that if you join a server as an attacker, you will remain an attacker until you quit the lobby and look for a new one. If no such feature as team switching exists, it doesn't need a genius to understand why the games can't be balanced in the first place. DICE, we need team switching in the game. Adding to that, squad switching isn't a thing either, which is the next issue. I usually queue up with a friend of mine, so it's just the two of us. The first game, fresh lobby, will almost always end up in a squad of 4. There are usually 4 or 5 squads visible on the scoreboard, with 16 players on a team. That comes down to 3 to 4 players in each squad, as it should be. But as the games go on, squad mates quit and newly joining players seem to end up in different squads. The most squads I've seen on the scoreboard at the same time was 8, which comes down to 2 players per squad. And there is no way for any of us to manually switch to another squad, so we can better work as a team. Squad spawns are also essential, especially on Rush. DICE, we need squad switching in the game. I want to talk about 2 more things that would improve Rush a lot. One of them requires a fix. As it stands, the defending team is able to drive an ATV right into the enemy base and steal their helicopter on Kaleidoscope. I'm sure this isn't intentional, and therefore it needs to be fixed. The attackers also generally need more protection and cover around their spawn, or have their spawns out of sight of the attackers, as it is very easy to snipe right into their base on most maps. This is the smallest issue though. The last point I want to talk about isn't something that needs to be fixed, but it would certainly be a nice to have change. It's the ticket count. Right now, the ticket count is 75, as it was in all previous Battlefield iterations. Certainly wasn't and isn't a problem now. But I'm sure all Rush players will agree that having a ticket count of 150 or more increases the fun of Rush tenfold. Losing tickets on Rush works the same as in Breakthrough. Every dead attacker reduces the ticket count by 1. So it would only make sense if the whole system worked the same as well. Let's do some quick maths. In Breakthrough, Attackers start with 600 tickets, divided by 64 players, which comes down to 9.375 tickets per player. They get an additional 300 tickets for every sector they capture. Divided by 64, it comes down to 4.6875 tickets per player. Exactly half, obviously. Now if you look at Rush. In Rush you start with 75 tickets, divided by 16 players, which comes down to 4.6875 tickets per player. The same as in the later stages of Breakthrough. So why does Breakthrough start the first phase with double tickets, but Rush doesn't? Why does Breakthrough add the 300 tickets to whatever ticket count was left when the sector was captured, but Rush just tops it up to 75 every time? I get it. Old versus new system, Breakthrough versus Rush. For that reason, DICE, please implement the new Breakthrough ticket system in Rush. It would make rounds longer and more exciting. As it is, Rush rounds very often end in under 10 minutes, when Breakthrough rounds can last up to 40 or 50 minutes. Do you agree or disagree with any issues or proposed changes I talked about in this video? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, as every bit is helpful and appreciated. Have a nice day and see you in the next video.